Have you ever thought that it might be your daily habits, not disease or accidents, that are quietly harming your health? It's not illness, it's not injury, but rather small, seemingly harmless habits that slowly build up over time, until one day your body just isn't the same. After 60, our bodies don't bounce back the way they used to. Even minor unhealthy routines can leave lasting damage. From joint pain, insomnia, and chronic fatigue to more serious conditions like heart disease, dementia, or kidney failure. In today's video, we'll uncover 9 silent habits that are slowly damaging the health of people over 60, often without them even realizing it. More importantly, we'll show you how to change them before it's too late. Sitting too long, mistaken as rest. After turning 60, many people feel they've earned the right to slow down and rest more. And that makes sense. The body slows down, joints feel stiffer, and fatigue sets in more easily. But here's the problem. If rest means sitting for hours every day, you may unknowingly be harming your health. Sitting too much does more than just slow your body down. It can lead to serious consequences. Blood circulation slows, increasing the risk of blood clots, especially in the legs. The heart works harder, raising the chances of high blood pressure and heart attack. The brain receives less oxygen, leading to poor focus and memory loss. Glute and thigh muscles weaken rapidly, causing balance issues and fall risk. Spine and knee joints are under constant pressure, causing chronic pain and stiffness. A study from the US National Institutes of Health found people who sit more than 7 hours a day have a 40% higher risk of early death, regardless of whether they exercise in the morning or not. That means, even if you go for a 30-minute walk in the morning, sitting still for 5 to 6 hours afterward can almost cancel out those benefits. A familiar story. Mrs. Helen, 68, from Florida, loved knitting and watching her favorite shows every evening. But after just a few months of resting at home, she began to feel numbness in her legs, dizziness when standing, and once fell while carrying groceries to the kitchen. The doctor diagnosed her with poor circulation due to prolonged sitting. Simple yet powerful solutions. Set a timer to remind yourself to stand every 45 to 60 minutes. Walk around the house and gently rotate your shoulders, neck, and hips for 2 minutes. During TV commercials, stretch, twist gently, or walk to get a glass of water. Practice standing up and sitting down from a chair 10 times daily. It strengthens muscles and improves balance. If using a phone or tablet, place it where you have to stand or walk to reach it. Remember this. Not moving your body does not mean you're resting. For those over 60, prolonged sitting is a silent killer. Every time you stand, even for a few minutes, you reawaken the flow of life in your blood, your cells, and your brain. Not getting enough protein, mistaken for healthy eating. After turning 60, many people start changing their diets out of concern for their health. They cut back on meat and fish, avoid oily foods, and stick to bland soups, boiled vegetables, or thin porridge. It sounds healthy, but in reality, many older adults are quietly suffering from severe protein deficiency without realizing it. And the consequences can be serious. What happens when your body lacks protein? Rapid muscle loss, weakness, difficulty standing up or sitting down, weakened immune system, more prone to infections, slower recovery, poor healing after surgery or injury, hair loss, dull skin, brittle nails, chronic fatigue, light but persistent headaches, possible anemia, a study from Tufts University found adults over 65 need at least 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day to prevent muscle loss and maintain overall health. Yet, nearly 60% of older adults in the US fail to meet even 2/3 of this daily requirement. A typical case: Mrs. Linda, 72, from California, took pride in her healthy eating habits. Breakfast was oatmeal, lunch was rice with vegetable soup, and dinner was a glass of soy milk. But, after a few months, she started feeling dizzy, had trembling hands, became forgetful, and struggled with walking. Her doctor diagnosed her with mild malnutrition, mainly caused by chronic protein deficiency. Simple, everyday solutions include at least one good protein source in every meal, such as salmon, boiled eggs, chicken breast, tofu, Greek yogurt, low-fat cheese, nuts like almonds, walnuts, chia seeds. For vegetarians or those with poor digestion, consider light whey protein powder or protein-enriched milk. Spread your protein intake evenly throughout the day instead of loading it all at dinner. A boiled egg contains around 6 grams of protein. Just 2 eggs a day can make a big difference. Remember, protein isn't just for building muscles. It's essential for memory, immune function, and recovery. Light eating doesn't mean low protein eating. A truly healthy meal is one that's nutritionally balanced, not just low in calories. Overusing painkillers. Mistaken as harmless. After age 60, aches and pains become almost a daily reality. A stiff shoulder in the morning, a nagging headache that lingers, back pain from sitting too long. These discomforts may not seem severe, but they drag on and leave many people feeling worn out all day. And as a natural reflex, many reach for a painkiller, without thinking twice. A tablet of paracetamol to ease the headache, a dose of ibuprofen for aching joints. And so it goes, day after day. But few people realize this. Even low doses of overused painkillers can silently cause liver and kidney damage, especially dangerous if you're already taking medications for blood pressure or diabetes. Stomach ulcers, often with no symptoms until bleeding occurs, vomiting blood or black stools. Water retention and elevated blood pressure, especially in those with heart conditions. Higher stroke risk in seniors who regularly use NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. According to the CDC, over 30% of acute kidney failure cases in older adults in the US are linked to frequent use of over-the-counter pain medications. A real warning case: Mr. Charles, 70, took ibuprofen daily for chronic knee pain. He believed, "It's just a mild pain reliever, no big deal." But after 8 months, he was hospitalized with acute kidney failure and needed temporary dialysis. The doctor said, if he had reduced the dose or explored safer ways to manage his pain, this could have been avoided. Safer solutions for older adults. Avoid using painkillers for more than 5 days in a row without medical advice. If pain keeps returning, see a doctor to find and treat the root cause. Try natural pain relief methods whenever possible. Hot or cold compresses, gentle physical therapy, massage with essential oils, light stretching or yoga if medication is necessary. Stick to the recommended dose. Don't double up even if the pain worsens. Always take medicine after meals. Monitor kidney and liver function regularly through checkups. Remember, medication is a double-edged sword. As we age, our bodies no longer process and eliminate drugs as efficiently as before. Just a little overuse can lead to long-lasting harm. And sometimes, what your body truly needs isn't a pill, but gentle movement, proper care, and mindful rest. Sleeping too little, mistaken as a normal part of aging. Many older adults believe, the older you get, the less sleep you need, and that's just how it is. So when they only sleep 4 to 5 hours a night, they don't worry. Some even say, I'm old now. Sleeping this much means I'm healthy. But this belief is not only wrong, it can be dangerous. The truth is, after 60, your body naturally produces less melatonin, which can lead to shorter, lighter, and more fragmented sleep. However, consistently sleeping less than 6 hours per night can cause serious physical and mental health issues, increased risk of dementia and Alzheimer's disease, decline in short-term memory, confusion, and forgetfulness, emotional instability, anxiety, mild depression, weakened immune system, more prone to colds and infections, higher blood pressure, metabolic disorders, and abdominal fat. A study from the University of California found adults over 60 who sleep less than 6 hours per day are 33% more likely to develop cardiovascular and cognitive issues within 5 years. A common story. Mr. Fred, 67, was an active and disciplined man, but he regularly woke up at 3 to 4 a.m. and slept only 4 hours each night. At first, it seemed fine, but within months, he became forgetful, experienced morning headaches, and had frequent mood swings. His doctor later confirmed, this isn't aging, it's chronic sleep deprivation affecting your brain. Simple ways to sleep better and deeper. Stick to a consistent sleep schedule, even on weekends. Avoid caffeine, alcohol, or heavy meals after 6 p.m. Avoid screens, phones, tablets, or TV. At least 1 hour before bed, listen to calming music, nature sounds, or read a printed book to relax. If you wake during the night, don't check the clock. Breathe deeply and allow yourself to fall back asleep. If insomnia lasts more than 2 weeks, see a doctor to check for underlying issues like sleep apnea, hormone imbalance, or mild depression. Remember, good sleep is one of the most powerful free medicines for your body. A deep, restful night's sleep boosts memory, balances your emotions, strengthens your immune system, and protects your heart. Sleeping too little is not an inevitable part of aging. It's a signal that your body needs better care. Not doing resistance exercises, leading to muscle loss, weak bones, and falls. When most older adults think of exercise, they think of walking. Walking around the yard, strolling through the grocery store, or taking a few laps around the house after dinner. And that's great, but it's not enough. Because after age 60, your body doesn't just need movement, it needs a special kind of movement called resistance training. These are exercises designed to preserve muscle mass, strengthen bones, and improve balance. Without resistance training, here's what happens. You lose 3 to 8% of your muscle mass every 10 years, starting after age 40, and it speeds up after 60. Weak arms and legs, difficulty standing up or sitting down, loss of independence, increased risk of osteoporosis and bone fractures, even from small stumbles. Poor posture, stooped back, leaning forward, instability, higher fall risk and slower recovery after injuries. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC. Over 3 million older adults in the US visit emergency rooms each year due to falls, most caused by weak muscles, poor balance, and fragile bones. A familiar story. Mrs. Eleanor, 69, was once active and loved helping her grandchildren with chores. But in recent years, she avoided movement out of fear of joint pain. One day, she slipped slightly in the bathroom and fractured her hip. She had to stay in bed for 6 weeks. The diagnosis: severe muscle loss and advanced osteoporosis. Simple ways to preserve muscle and protect bones. Do light resistance exercises 2-3 times per week, right at home. Stand up and sit down from a chair 10-15 times. Lift light hand weights, 1-2 pounds. Use resistance bands or small water bottles. Climb stairs if heart conditions allow. Train slowly and with proper form. Consistency matters more than intensity. Combine with a balanced diet rich in protein, calcium, and vitamin D to rebuild muscle and bone. Remember, muscles are your body's living support system. When you keep your muscles strong, you preserve your independence, your freedom, and your dignity. Just a few gentle movements each week can make you feel like a different person. Steadier, stronger, and more confident every day. Eating too much salt, a habit that silently harms your heart, kidneys, and brain. It's not that salty. I've eaten this way my whole life. I'm used to the taste. Food just isn't tasty without bold flavor. These are common things many people over 60 say when asked about their eating habits. But here's the truth: your taste buds change with age. You stop tasting salt, sweetness, sourness, and spice as clearly as when you were younger. As a result, many people start adding more seasoning just to feel like the food tastes right. And that habit has quietly led millions of older adults toward high blood pressure, kidney damage, and stroke risk without even realizing it. Long-term effects of high salt intake. Increases fluid retention in the blood, raises blood pressure, stresses the kidneys, leads to glomerular kidney filter damage, raises risk of stroke and heart failure, speeds up bone loss. Salt increases calcium loss through urine. Disrupts gut microbiome, reduces nutrient absorption. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, adults should consume no more than 5 grams of salt per day, about 1 teaspoon. But in the US, surveys show that most seniors consume twice that amount, mostly from soy sauce, fish sauce, seasoning powders, and processed foods. A very real example: Mr. Paul, 74, lived alone and cooked just like he used to when he was younger. Even though he didn't add much table salt, he used soy sauce, fish sauce, and bouillon seasoning in every meal. When he was diagnosed with high blood pressure and declining kidney function, he was shocked. "I didn't think I was eating salty, just seasoning to taste." Simple ways to cut back on salt and stay healthy. Choose fresh foods over canned or processed whenever possible. Gradually reduce seasoning over time to help your taste buds adjust. Use natural flavorings like onion, garlic, ginger, pepper, or herbs instead of salt. Limit salty sauces like soy or fish sauce. Try diluting them with lemon juice or ginger. Read nutrition labels carefully. Many packaged soups, crackers, and even breakfast cereals contain hidden sodium. Remember, salt is an invisible knife. You don't see the harm it causes day by day, but it silently cuts into your health over time. Cutting back on salt isn't just changing your meals, it's increasing your chance to live longer, live healthier, and stay mentally sharp. Avoiding sunlight too much, without realizing it's causing severe vitamin D deficiency. Older adults are often very cautious about sunlight. Afraid of getting darker skin, afraid of sunspots and pigmentation, afraid of skin cancer. So many choose to stay indoors or avoid sunlight entirely. It may seem like a smart move, but it often does more harm than good. Why? Because sunlight, especially morning sunlight, is the best natural source of vitamin D for your body. After age 60, the skin's ability to produce vitamin D drops by up to 50% compared to when you were younger. If you don't get enough sun exposure, your body may develop chronic vitamin D deficiency, leading to serious health issues like osteoporosis, fragile bones that break easily, muscle weakness and poor balance, higher risk of falls, weakened immune system, frequent respiratory infections, fatigue, insomnia, and mild depression. Increased risk of cognitive decline in older adults. A study in the Journal of Aging Research found over 70% of adults over 65 in the US are vitamin D deficient, mainly due to limited sun exposure and poor dietary intake. A real-life example. Mrs. Margaret, 70, lived in Seattle, a city known for cloudy weather. Worried about sunlight aging her skin, she avoided going out during the day for many years. During a routine checkup, she was found to have severe vitamin D deficiency, weak bones and signs of mild depression. After a few months of light morning sun exposure and proper nutrition, her health and mood improved significantly. Safe and scientific ways to get enough vitamin D. Get morning sunlight between 6:30 to 8:30 a.m., about 15 to 20 minutes per day. No need to expose your whole body, just arms, legs or face is enough. Skip sunscreen during short morning sunbathing. On days when sunlight is limited, rain, cold, winter, include vitamin D-rich foods like salmon, egg yolks, fortified milk. Or take low-dose supplements under medical guidance. Remember, avoiding sunlight means avoiding life force. Morning sunlight doesn't just help you make vitamin D, it also regulates your body clock, lifts your mood, eases depression, and helps you sleep better at night. A little sunshine each day might be the simplest gift you can give your health. Forgetting to care for yourself because you're always caring for others. Have you ever stopped and asked yourself, when was the last time I truly cared for me? For many people over 60, life begins to revolve around family, grandchildren, and responsibilities. You cook for your spouse. You pick up the grandkids, tidy the house, take care of every little thing. Day after day, you care for everyone. But somewhere along the way, you forget one important truth. You also deserve care. What happens when you always put yourself last? You become physically and emotionally exhausted, sometimes slipping into mild depression without realizing it. You ignore early signs of health issues and skip regular checkups. You endure fatigue, pain, and sleeplessness as if they're just part of aging, without seeking help. And sometimes, you lose your sense of joy because you've forgotten who you are. According to AARP, American Association of Retired Persons, nearly 60% of people over 60 say they feel invisible even within their own families. But the sad part is, Many of them are the very people who've spent a lifetime caring for others. A familiar story. Mrs. Susan, 66, spent all day caring for her grandchild while her daughter worked. She woke at 5 a.m. to cook, clean, play with the baby, and do laundry. When someone asked, "Do you ever take time for yourself?" she smiled and said, "I'm used to it. I've cared for others my whole life." But after being hospitalized for exhaustion, her doctor said something that brought tears to her eyes. If you don't take care of your health, who will care for your grandchild if you fall ill? How to start caring for yourself every day. Set aside at least 30 minutes each day just for you. Read, walk, meditate, listen to music, garden, or write in a journal. Schedule regular health checkups, even if you feel fine. Give yourself permission to rest without guilt. Express your feelings. Don't bottle everything inside. Learn to say no when needed, because no one can carry it all. Remember, you are not selfish for putting yourself first. You are simply returning to yourself. Your physical and emotional well-being is not just a gift for you. It's also the greatest gift you can offer your family. You deserve to be healthy. You deserve to be loved by others and by yourself. One small change can lead to a whole new life. You've just walked with me through 9 seemingly harmless habits that quietly damage the health of people over 60 every single day. Maybe you've recognized some of these habits in yourself. Or maybe you're caring for someone, a parent, a loved one, a partner, and you see them following the same old routines. Don't worry, none of us are perfect, and no one needs to change everything overnight. Start with just one small thing. Today, you drink enough water. Tomorrow, you step outside for some morning sun. Next week, you try standing up and sitting down 10 times each morning. And little by little, you'll begin to feel the difference. A lighter body, a clearer mind, a life that feels more in your control. Not because you fear illness, but because you truly want to live. Remember this, health is not a luxury. It's the foundation that lets you enjoy every precious moment you have left. And yes, you can build it, starting today, right from your own home, through the smallest daily habits. If you found this video helpful, please share it with someone you love, a friend, a parent, a neighbor, because sometimes a small reminder can change someone's entire journey ahead. Thank you for staying with me until the end. I wish you strength, clarity, and joy as you step forward into the next chapter of life, fully, confidently, and wholeheartedly.